Is like having all the videos and everything else. Whenever you get something wrong, this is the kind of work ethic I'm talking about and what school really teaches you well. Let's say for argument's sake that you had a very difficult time with numbers 3 and 4 on the quiz. Now that's the bulk of today's lesson. It was the bulk of last week's lessons on Monday and Tuesday. But I would personally, if I'm really committed to making sure I learn this stuff once and for all, I would make it a point to watch that video tonight before I take tomorrow's quiz. So then I'm very likely to get tomorrow's quiz right. And you don't have to watch the whole video. At the bottom there are sliders. And all you do is watch the piece that has to do with whatever gave you difficulty the day before. It might only take you a minute and a half of watching the video. All right. Keith determines the zeros of the function to be -6 and 5. Here's in packages. You always reverse whenever it's in a package. So it's reversing the roots, reverse engineering, if you will. So since the roots were -6 and 5, that matches up with choice 3, where you switch them. The vertex of the parabola is 2, -1. They're actually telling you what it is. What would be the vertex defined by this? Well, again, it's in parentheses, which means I'm going to shift 2 units, but to the right, because it's in the parentheses, we have to reverse it. So 2, -1 becomes 4, -1. And now we get to sequences, which is kind of what we worked on. It's not kind of, it is what we worked on Monday and Tuesday last week. And I said that today we would have our last day of sequences only, and then we would move forward on to more stuff. I think today's the last day of sequences. Maybe tomorrow, but I think it's today. I have to look. What's the 25th term of the sequence? Now, clearly you don't want to write out 25 of these. So here's the general form, and you should have this idea in the back of your mind. Ready, Sari? Let's put that away. Any term, the sequence of the term n, is the first term. A sub 0 just means the first term. If you don't remember that, draw a little arrow underneath it, write down first term. In this case, the first term is 9. That's why I put a 9 there. Now, there's a total of 25 terms. Each time I'm going up by 8. So I have to take that common difference, which is 8, and then I have to multiply it not by 25, but by 24, because I don't go up 8 to get to the first term. I only go up 8 after the first term. So I subtract the 1. And this is your standard format for finding any term in a sequence. So it's 9 plus 24 times 8. That works out to 201. Yes?
So if P stands for a common difference, what's N?
N is the number of the term. In this case, it's the 25th term, so N is 25. Okay? Any other questions on number 3? Is your hand going up, or are you just stretching? You look like you're getting old. Oh, yeah. You're 13?
Yeah.
Wait till 53. I got this knot in the back of my right shoulder blade that it popped up yesterday out of nowhere. And fortunately, every Monday night I go to physical therapy for my neck and my shoulder, ever since I got hit by the car. So
You just said it so casually. Wait.
second time.
Ever since I got hit by that car, you know.
Yeah,
Like
the one where the driver sped away from the scene and there was a 6-foot streak of blood on my road. My blood in the road. Yeah, yeah, that one. The one where my shoulder, my collarbone on the left side goes like this.
Hit and run?
So it literally goes like that. Right there. So, a hit and run, yes. It was a young kid. I saw him out of the back corner. Bolted and left the scene. Nice.
He was one of your previous students.
Yeah, could have been. Probably got a little mad at another relearn packet. So, all right. Now, let's take the same exact idea and apply it to a geometric sequence. Remember, this first one's arithmetic because we're adding the same thing over and over again, or subtracting. Geometric is multiplying or dividing. Very similarly, the nth term in the sequence is the first term, a sub 0, plus, but this time there's not a common difference, there's a common ratio. So we take that common ratio to the n minus 1. To find the common ratio, I just divide. 14 divided by 7, 28 divided by 14, 56 divided by 28. In this case, it's 2. So I want the 10th term, so the exponent is 9. And then I have to multiply by that 7 to start with. So it's 7 times 2 to the 9th, which is 3,584. AJ?
Is that supposed to be an R?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, R for ratio. Any questions? And I actually tried to write as neatly as I could possibly write on these. I have awful handwriting, but it's not that funny. By the way, I am extremely upset with Emma right now. I think Kaylee might be able to help me on this. There are others who might be able to help me. No, I know, that's why I'm upset with her. Very. You have no idea how I anguished over what I wore this morning.
Oh.
I was so concerned because I didn't know if this collar could go with the jacket, with the tie, and then I said, but I can go gray here, and the gray catches the gray in the collar, and the tie has a little gray in the blue, and the blue does go with the vest, which plays off of the blazer, and then a little bit of tan kind of corduroy khaki pants. So I thought it worked, but I figured Emma would give me her honest opinion as to whether or not I pulled it off. This is pretty risky for me, all right?
That's such a complicated math equation.
It is, and I think I nailed it, and she's not here to appreciate it, and I just feel like she let me down. So I hope she watches the video tonight at home, and she realizes that not only did we miss her, but she really, really, really let me down. All right. Now, let's get to today's lesson. All right. So, just some more sequence stuff very quickly. Oh, sorry about that. All right. Consider a sequence generated by this formula, where n is equal to 1. So they give you the formula, okay? Generate the terms, the first term, second term. All right, so let's plug in a 1. What's 6 times 1?
6,
Minus 4.
Wait, what?
2,
2. Let's plug in a 2. 6 times 2.
12,
Minus 4.
8,
Plug in a 3. 6 times 3.
18,
Minus 4.
14.
So I hope you can see the similarity to the idea of y equals mx plus b with a rate of change of 6, and these are going up by what? 6, so then I could do 20 and 26. Okay? Are we good? All right, next one up. A sub n and f of n. A sub n means the first term, the second term, the third term, and in this case, the fourth term, fifth term, sixth, seventh, and eighth. Now, let's look for the pattern, and they want to know if it's arithmetic or geometric. First off, it's 5, 9, 13, 17, 21. Is this arithmetic or geometric? Good, and I'm going up by?
4.
So this is 25, 29, 33. Okay? Write a function rule. F of n equals, what is a sub 0?
0,
No.
1,
No.
First
4.
term.
5, it's the first term. This is telling you what a sub n, this is saying that this is a sub 1, a sub 2, a sub 3. Right? That's all this is saying. So I even want to say, this is even kind of dicey. It wants the first term in the sequence. The first term in the sequence is 5. So we're going to go with 5. And then we're going to go plus, the common difference is 4, and then n minus 1. Okay? All right. A little bit rushed today. Consider the sequence 5, 11, 14, 17. If you believe in patterns, what might you say is the next sequence in the number, or number in the sequence?
What do they mean by if you believe in patterns?
I don't.
Everybody?
20.
20, good, and then 23 and so on. Write a formula.
Use a calc.
Again, f of n equals, what do we got? 5 plus 3 times n minus 1. Now this is an explicit formula, okay? Explicit. There's also what we call a recursive formula. We worked on that last week as well. For the recursive formula, we say what a sub 1 is. In other words, the first term, which is 5. And then, we could also call it, if you want, you know what, let's go with a sub 0. A sub 0 is the first term, which is 5. And then, the new term, a sub n plus 1, is equal to the previous term plus 3. So the new term is the previous term plus 3. And I think with recursive, they like to call it a sub 1. So I'll clarify that for you tomorrow, I apologize. Ace of 1 is fine, okay? All right, hasta la vista, vaya con Dios, toodaloo, ta-ta, arrivederci, smile a lot, ciao, arrivederci, adios amigos y amigas, cheerio, carushus, redadas, yes. I just, literally, Spencer put them in the photocopy, so I should have them in the next couple of days. All right, Kaylee, come here.
Is it your dog?
Yep.
You should just take a picture of your outfit so you can show Emma. Oh, they're so cute. I showed my dad them, like your website, he liked them a lot.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Very cool.
But he said he wouldn't buy another dog because he's already tired of my dog.
Guys, go in the back door, grab a sheet. Through the back door, grab a sheet, grab a seat. Folks, through the back door, grab a sheet, grab a seat.
Good morning. Today is Monday, March 13th, and it's an A day on your schedule. Please rise for the pledge to our flag.
Bertlam.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated.
Very well.
Lots of announcements today. Sit tight. Congratulations to everyone who participated in the Scamia All-County Concerts this weekend. March Canmas has begun. Please bring in non-perishable cans of food for our local pantries. For every can you bring in, you will get a raffle ticket to win a gift card to Sub-Zero. See Mrs. Antos with any questions. Art Club members will be meeting on Monday and Wednesday in room 317. See Mrs. Alg Qrtr if you have any questions. During the month of March, the National Junior Honor Society is collecting items for the Kent Animal Shelter. We have assigned an item to each first period class. The first class to bring in the amount of items assigned will receive a Dunkin' Donuts Munchkin Party. All items can be brought in between March 10th and March 23rd. Thank you in advance for helping us help animals on Long Island. All students that have signed up for stage crew will have a meeting today after school in the cafeteria. And there is a newspaper meeting today. If you cannot attend, please see Mrs. Milosevic. Lots of meetings today. All winter athletes should report to the cafeteria on Thursday after 8th period for the pep rally. Spring sports start March 27th. If you're interested, please check with the nurse's office to make sure you have all the paperwork needed and sign up. There will be a quick baseball meeting after school in room 305 tomorrow. Important paperwork will be handed out. Don't strike out. See Mr. Schneider on Tuesday. Alrighty, battle classes and Minute to Win It event has been rescheduled. The event will take place this Thursday right after school. It'll be from 2:40 to 3:45. It's important that all students hand in their permission slip to the event. And t-shirts are also on sale for $5. It's very important that you hand it in a signed permission slip as soon as possible and have your parents indicate whether you'll be taking the 4 p.m. bus home or you'll be walking home. All permission slips are due back tomorrow, Tuesday the 14th. Any student who received an application for National Junior Honor Society must return the application by 2:50 March 24th. The application must be handed to Mrs. Bing in room 403. If you have any questions, please see Mrs. Bing. We have one birthday today. Very happy birthday to Amber Moreno. And after all those announcements, we need some mindfulness. It's Mindfulness Monday, and we're going to do a new strategy today that helps us reduce stress, and we'll do this strategy for the next several weeks. We'll do chair yoga. Chair yoga exercises are simple, and they help release tension and increase your focus. Find a comfortable position in your chair. Put both feet on the floor. Rest your hands on your legs, and bring attention to your breathing. Repeat the following movements with me, and combine these movements with breathing deeply. Raising arms. As you take a deep breath in, raise your arms over your head. And as you lower your arms, breathe out. Repeat. Breathe in, raise your arms over your head. Lower your arms, breathe out. Next, we'll do shoulder shrugs. Breathe in, and bring your shoulders up to your ears. Breathe out, relax your shoulders down. Repeat. Breathe in, bring your shoulders up to your ears. Relax, and bring your shoulders down. Remember to continue to bring breathing in to these exercises and repeat these exercises to increase your focus and your attention. Make it a great week or not, the choice is yours. Have a great day, everyone.
You know, one of the things I really like about what Dr. Paciullo says is make it a good week or not, the choice is yours. I think he's 100% right with that. I know that school can seem very, very frustrating and very boring, and that it can feel like school gets in the way of what it is that you would rather be doing. I hear you. But you need to understand something. It's really important. Let me just get this out. You're going to make these decisions, not me. How many of you? Can't believe this isn't on. It used to be on. All right, I won't use this one. I'll use my phone. How many? What do you suppose I'm gonna say? Yeah? By the way, I got the same undies. I just don't show the world them.
But these are shorts.
No. I saw red and black plaid.
Oh, that's a shirt.
Oh, that's the shirt?
Yeah.
Okay, then you're okay. Now that I told you I have the same matching. All right. My apologies. Now, all right, so let's have everybody, input here. Calculator, clear, beautiful. Okay, so who wants to live under mommy and daddy's rule for the rest of their life?
Rather get hit by a bus.
Okay, so since you would rather be hit by a bus, I assume you'd rather move out of the house and not get hit by a bus, but not have to live by your parents' rules.
I would rather
Yes.
live by my parents'
Okay.
rules.
Let's start with an apartment, and a reasonable low estimate on an apartment is $1,100. Okay, who here cannot live without a cell phone? Who has to have a cell phone? Gotta have it. How many people need texting on their cell phone? How many people need internet on their cell phone? How many people need unlimited calling on their cell phone?
Well,
All right, a cell phone that acts in the way that I just described, and a smartphone, normally runs about $70 a month. Okay, so I'm gonna add 70. Now, how many people here want to walk everywhere or ride a bike when they get older?
Oh, I want to ride a bike.
I mean, like,
No. In other words, let me rephrase. How many people here are going to need a car when they get older?
Oh, no.
Yeah, you're gonna need a car, because even if you like to ride a bike, which I do, there's still certain places I'm not riding a bike to. Certain times of day when I'm not gonna ride.
I'm gonna have private jet.
So, let's just say, let's say you have loving parents and nice parents. I think I'm a loving parent. I'm not always a nice parent, but I am a loving parent. And I have given my children 5 vehicles. So
Wait, each
I have.
child has
Just
a
gave it to them. No, they had it, they broke it. They had it, they broke it. They had it, they broke it. So I would just keep giving it to them every time they'd screw
No,
up.
but each child got 5.
No, a total of 5 between them. It's actually 4 and 1. So,
okay, how many cars do you have?
2, but one of them got 4 cars and one of them only got 1. So, now, next question, so I'm going to give the fact, or give you a car. I'm just gonna give it to you.
Thank you.
Now, maybe your parents gave it to you, for the purposes of the illustration. Maybe your parents gave it to you, maybe your parents gave it to you, maybe you bought it on your own, but I'm going to assume that you don't need to make payments on that car. Because if you make payments on the car, the money's gonna go up a lot.
Gas.
Yeah, so we'll assume that you got the car for free, just for the sake of argument here. Now, let's say, I just filled up with gas yesterday, and gas prices are pretty good right now. They're $2.73 a gallon, which, the lowest I've seen them in the last few years is about $2.50 a gallon. And I have to get premium gas for my vehicle, it won't take regular gas. So, let's go $2.50 a gallon, and let's assume standard amounts of driving. So it's gonna run you about $45 a week for gas. And that's no trips, you're not going anywhere, that's just around town and to work and so on and so forth. And there's 4 weeks in a month, so that would be $180. Now, you have to get insurance, and all insurance is very expensive for young drivers, because you are going to get into car accidents, it's a given. Hopefully you don't get hurt, but you are going to get in car accidents. You are going to get into a car accident. Statistically, you might not personally, but out of this entire class, when you get your licenses, no more than 2 of you will be without an accident. So, you'll get it. It's coming. It is coming. There's no question
So
about it.
discouraging.
Most of the people that get like a car get a trunk card, right?
Yeah, when they first start driving, because, listen, it's the nature of the beast. Did you ever see a little kid try to walk?
Yeah.
What does a little kid do? Falls down. Did you ever start trying to play hockey on skates?
Oh,
What do?
I got good at it.
Good, but you got good at it. In the beginning, you were not, right?
I was kind of.
It's the same exact thing
Yeah.
with driving.
Yeah, because I.
When you first start to drive, you're not good at it. I'll give you a really good example. Ready? Hey, I'll give you two great examples. First one, my son Jimmy, teaching him how to drive over by the Carnegie Library, West Marine over there. Not West Marine, I'm sorry, Bargain Bilge, Main Street. I'm waiting at a light, and the light turns green. So we're supposed to go. And I look at Jimmy and I literally said to him, before you ever go at a light, you peek left, you peek right, and you peek left again, just in case someone's trying to blow the light. And as soon as I said that, a car blew through that intersection at about 60 miles an hour trying to beat the light. And he was a good 2 or 3 seconds behind the light, which is a long time. So, nothing happened there. Then a former student of mine, a young girl named Jessica D'Amico, I don't know if any of you know her. She was a former student, and Michael turned.
Trying to play golf.
She's also a former softball player of mine. She is now in college, and she bought herself a really nice pickup truck. And her pickup truck got T-boned the other day, and she put up a note on Facebook that said, "Note to self: when going through a red light, don't assume only one car is trying to beat the light." She had the same exact scenario, but not only did a first car go through, but then a second car went right behind it, and she went between the two of them. She had the right of way. She didn't do anything wrong. It was all the other guy's fault. But you are going to get into an accident. It is coming. Only because, just like a little kid has to fall before he learns how to walk, you need to learn all the dangers on the road.
And I can get
And
a
the,
Subaru.
hold it. The only way for you to learn the dangers on the road is for you to experience them. Now, most of the time, you will not get in an accident. And most of the time, when you do get in an accident, it's not gonna be a T-bone. Most of the time, it'll be a really simple thing, like in the parking lot. And you back up too fast, and you don't realize it, and someone comes through and just does a little ding to you, a little fender bender. But it is coming. So the reason I say all of that is your car insurance rate is much higher than mine. I pay about $800 a year for my car. You will probably pay $2,000 a year for your car. Oh, yes, because you're not as good a driver. And the reason you're not as good a driver is not because you won't eventually be as good or better. It's because in the beginning, get your hood down. You have to, you're gonna stumble. It's just the nature of the beast. It doesn't make you bad, it makes you normal. So, hold it, $2,000, 120 months, that's about 180 a month. Oh, hold it clear, so this should be 1430. All right, so, oh, clear. All right, Caitlin, quickly?
Did she get hurt? Like,
No, thank God she was able to walk away.
Yeah, she was.
And
in
I
a
knew that
Subaru.
because she posted pictures from her phone, from the scene of the accident.
my mom, she got T-boned, but the only thing that happened to her was that she broke her ankle, but she didn't get like any cuts or anything.
Because
And like the car was like,
That's strange.
Because it was a Subaru.
Well, in Jess's case, I believe it was a Dodge pickup truck.
Dodge
But if you have a truck, Will, turn face forward. If you have a truck, the frame on a truck is much stronger than a frame on a truck.
Wait,
So,
is it
you
stronger
can
than a
collapse the
muscle
door.
car?
What's that?
Is it stronger than a muscle car?
Yeah, not even close. You can crush the door, but you're not, once you get as deep as the frame's not gonna give, unless it's a massive accident. So she was okay. Now, and trust me on this one, anytime a muscle car hits a truck, the muscle car looks like an accordion, and the truck looks like it has no damage done to it. All right, boys, can we stop already? All right, so, do you plan on eating?
No.
Yes.
No eating when you get out of the house.
Yeah, eating.
Now, can I ask, do any of you ever go out to eat, and that includes fast food, like Yo Quiero Taco Bell, McDonald's, Burger King? Sometimes, so sometimes it's good enough. Once a week?
No, I go at least like once every 2 weeks.
Once a
Yeah,
month,
once
okay.
every 2 weeks.
So that would be $10, and I think I wish Jimmy was here right now, he could tell you how much it costs him to feed himself, because he lives in his own apartment.
Let's FaceTime.
But I do,
What about
I do
Obamacare?
think,
Oh, wait, no.
excuse me, I do think that's at least $75 a week to feed yourself, probably more. So let's go with 300 a month. Okay, now, do you plan on having television?
No.
No
Yes.
TV, internet?
Xbox.
Yes.
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 Electric at your house?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a biggie.
Monk.
Alright, so I think a fair estimate on electric, because in the summer months you use a lot, and in the winter you don't use that much, is let's say 85 a month. And then let's go internet connection and so on, that's 100 a month.
And water.
Water's cheap, that's
And
$20 a month.
And heating.
$100 a month.
Heating, oh, heating.
Cable.
Heating, in the wintertime, it could be as much as $300 or $400 a month.
Cable.
In
Water.
the summertime, it's very little. Let's average it out to 200 a month.
Taxes.
No, that doesn't,
about
that
water?
doesn't exactly relate to this.
What about water?
Oh, hey, excuse me. Let's see, what else is there that you would have to buy in the course of, listen, you know, the truth is, I mean, somebody's gotta buy some clothes every once in a while. and
Dresser.
You gotta have some money in your pocket.
Appliances.
So let's say that you need $200, and what if you meet a girl and you wanna take her out to the movies, right?
I,
You know,
I
well,
don't know
it's-
about $200.
all right, so we have not gone on a vacation, we have not bought a car, we have not done anything other than a bare minimal existence. Now, for your bare minimal existence, it's going to cost you $2,335 a month.
Why?
That's what it ends up to, I just added it.
Science.
Now,
2,000, right?
math. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is this, like, I heard some people say some really good bills that weren't brought up, but that someone said Obamacare. Because right now, if you don't have Obamacare, you get fined $700 to not have Obamacare. $700 is over $50 a month.
Oh.
Yeah, hold it, so, 2,335, and let me now divide that by 160, because that's how many hours you work in a week. And you need to take home about, we gotta take home
I say phone pass.
$14.60 an hour, which means you're gonna need to make at least $20 an hour. So, what kind of jobs do you think make $20 an hour?
Oh,
Lawyer.
Apple
No.
computer tech, $30 an hour.
Construction.
Dentist. Dentist or customer service rep, IRS,
Eating
customer
calls.
service rep. Oh, what's it
Work as a hitman.
called? Teacher, superintendent of schools, or,
Will, I'm very frustrated by the fact that you're turning around like that. What makes $20 an hour?
A hitman.
No, a construction worker will make 20 an hour.
Diesel.
That makes 30.
Experienced will make more, but to start, $20 an hour.
customer service rep.
The point would be, if you plan on making $20 an hour, you can't work at McDonald's.
No.
I got a good place. I got a good system.
Yes.
You can work on a forklift. That's what my dad does.
I don't know what they make.
They make like 20 to 40 bucks.
Nope, they make buildings, cause they have forklifts.
No, forklifts like
He
low
works at a
power.
wine district.
Wine, oh my gosh.
Okay.
Is it a
Um,
I know one that makes 20 an
Go
hour
ahead.
or more, driving a tractor trailer, my father makes 20
I was
an
gonna
hour.
spike it.
Yeah, hey, I am so frustrated. Do you intend to be rude?
No.
And also, do you have any clue about what it's going to take to be successful? The whole point behind what I'm saying to you is to give you an idea of what you need to do to get to the next level. Joe, here's a really important thing to understand. What I just discussed with every one of you is bare minimum. Listen, truck drivers are awesome. They really are. However, I think that if you looked at your dad and you said to your dad, if you had to do it all over again, would you want to change your career? I think your dad says yes.
I've asked him before, he didn't like the job.
Right. So he has a job that he doesn't like, and he's making $23 an hour. I think he would say to you, I would much prefer to have a job that makes $53 an hour.
Well, he has to get surgery and
Yeah, well, that happens to truck drivers all the time. Their backs, their necks, they get hurt all the time. Now, what I am trying to say to you is this. When you go to school, you can look at school as the biggest interrupter of your day. And the thing that's stopping you from doing the things that you want to do. Whether it's hang out with your friends, whether it's play video games, whether it's go fishing. You absolutely can think of school that way. Or you can think of school as the vehicle by which you get to make the kind of money, that allows you to live the kind of life you want to live. It's one or the other. If you look at school as, look, there's other things I'd rather be doing, which is very true of every person in this room. But I'm gonna find a way to not make it the worst thing in the world. And out of the deal, and this is the key thing for you to understand, out of the deal, for the rest of your life, you get more. See, right now, you have, you have time that you can put in on school. And if you put in extra time for the rest of high school and whatever education you get after high school, then from the time you're about 21 or 22 years old till you retire at 62 years old, for 40 years, you make more money every hour for the rest of your life. That's a huge amount of money.
Wait, so what
But on the other hand, if you don't do that, then you make less money for 40 years.
Wait, do what?
And sometimes you can't even retire. When I was talking to you guys, I got a text message from a friend of mine, and it's not all she ever talks about, but one of the things she frequently talks about is the fact that she does not see a way for her to retire anytime before she's 70 years old.
What?
Because she just, bad career choices.
Damn, dude.
So, and the thing of it is she's really smart. She's super smart. But she made bad career choices, and because of the bad career choices she made, she is in a situation where only now is she settling into something she wants to do and likes to do. And she's 40 years old, and you have to do it for 30 years to get a mortgage, to get retirement. So it's gonna take her a really long time to get to that particular point. And she's only gonna start out at about $25 an hour, $28 an hour. And it takes her a long time to get up to the point where she makes 50 an hour. So these are the realities of life. And you guys, kids walk around as if, you know, oh, the only thing that matters on this particular day is who's saying what about whom, and what I can talk to, or who I can text on the phone, and oh man, I really, really wanna watch this movie, and oh, come on, man, I gotta get home and play some video game, something like that, and oh, my sports practice, or I wanna go ride my quad, or any of these other things that go through kids' minds. And I'm not saying those things are unimportant, because they are important. They're just not as important. And if you take school every day as the last thing you need to do and the last of your responsibilities, then when you get older and you find that you don't have the kind of income necessary to support the life that you want to lead, you can look at now as when those decisions were made, when those consequences were done. All right, everybody get done with the do it on the sheet, and I will put the do it up on the board in just a couple of minutes. Will, can you get yourself one of those sheets over there, and also get me 2 of those? Thank you. drink? No, you got here late. Get to work. Yeah. Yes, you're lucky. You're welcome. No, get to do it, Don, we're gonna go over it in a minute. do it done now, so we can go over those answers. Oh, you know what?